What a strange game, huh? One where you feel good about the pitching matchup, and Logan, especially after the first couple of innings, you really felt good about this pitching matchup. And then comes the rain delay. Now, it wasn't necessarily an extensive rain delay, only 35 minutes, right? However, a rain delay nonetheless, and the Seattle Mariners come back out after the rain delay and they fumble, right? A play that should have been made by Cole Young over there at second base. I still think that it should be considered an error, not a base hit, but whatever. The Yankees score a run. Logan goes back out there in the sixth inning. He gets Jazz Chisholm. No, Jazz Chisholm was out in the first inning. Came back one way or another. He goes out there. He starts walking a guy, giving up a base hit or two here. And then Giancarlo Stanton comes up. He gets a hold of a Logan slider, I Bleav it was, on the outside part of the plate and hits it out to right field. And that was really going to do it for Logan. A pretty bad showing from him after coming back from that rain delay. But again, how much of that rain delay affected him? Nelson with the one gifted to Joey. Nelson, appreciate that one gifty, bro. Hope you're doing good. So Logan, he's in a weird spot, right? Logan has not had a quality start, I Bleav, from what if I remember seeing it on Twitter correctly, has not had a quality start since opening day. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Like, I don't even know how to tell you how bad that is. And yeah, Logan's, kind of been hit or miss, up and down since coming back from the injury. He needs to be better. Logan needs to be better. You need the bullpen. Casey Legumina. I see a lot of people talking about him in the chat. Casey Legumina needs to be better. There's a decent chance, chat, that Casey Legumina is gone sooner rather than later. I don't know if you guys saw, but Taylor Saucedo was in the clubhouse in New York, so it's possible that a move does get made tomorrow. It could be something as easy as sending Juan Burgos down after pitching a couple innings, but he pitched well. Or it could be a Casey Legumina DFA, right? The thing is you have to go out there and get some help for this bullpen. You have to. Also, something I don't want to harp on too much, but I want to harp on it a little bit. Dan Wilson, pinch hitting Donovan Solano and Dylan Moore versus Tim Hill. In the end, it doesn't matter because you gave up a 10 spot to the Yankees. But let's just say for a second, you didn't give up a 10 spot to the Yankees. Let's say this was that stayed at the, 5 runs that Logan gave up. Okay? Let's say it stays there. You bring in Donovan Solano and Dylan Moore to pinch hit for Raleigh and Canzone. Solano flies out to center field. Dylan Moore, don't remember what he did in his first at-bat, doesn't matter. They come up later in the game. The Yankees only have one left-handed pitcher in their bullpen, and that is Tim Hill. You know for a fact that spot is going to come up at least one more time in this game. Why would you go to two of your worst hitters? Oh, Donovan Solano's been better. I don't care. Luke Raley is better than Donovan Solano. Full stop. You leave Luke in there. If you blow it, so be it. Donovan Solano blew it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Solano, second at-bat, grounds out into a double play. All right, so he's accounted for 3 outs now in his 2 at-bats. And Dylan Moore pops out, accounting for 2 outs in his 2 at-bats. Solano and Demo were 5 of the 27 outs in this baseball game. And neither of them started the baseball game. It's terrible. It's terrible. Dan calling on them was a dumbass decision. Plain and simple. Dan has to be better. You have to be better than that. Because who would you have rather had up later in the game when, again, it was the Mariners had a 3 spot at that point, so it didn't really matter. It was 10-3, right? So it's kind of a moot point. But again, what if it was 5-3? What if those extra runs had never been scored? We can play the what ifs all you want. No matter what, you would have been stuck with Solano and Demo in that spot instead of Raleigh and Canzone, who have been two of your best hitters. I don't understand. I don't understand what Dan was saying. Mariners Anonymous? I got you, chat. I got you. We'll get some Mariners Anonymous going. Yeah, I don't know. I there's just a lot of problems that I have with this game, but in the end, it's the easiest thing to do is point at the rain delay and say that was the problem. And it very well could have played a role. How, as a starting pitcher, could you go sit for 35 minutes after being full bore and then have to come back out and perform? I'm not sure. And for what it's worth, Logan obviously performed pretty rough after he came back out on that after that rain delay. Will Warren got the first out, obviously J.P. Crawford, but in the next inning he began to struggle and they called on Tim Hill. So I don't know. I don't know. Again, the easiest thing to do is point to that rain delay, but there's so many other problems with this game. In the end, the Yankees are a very good hitting baseball team. Aaron Judge homered in this game. Giancarlo homered. Austin Wells homered. It is what it is. You know, you're going to have games like that where you're going to get beat by a lot, especially in a fake ballpark like Yankee Stadium. And come back out tomorrow against a guy making his debut and make a statement, if you will. The Mariners scored 3 runs in this game. Super duper. Great. They scored 2 runs in the previous 2 games. So they've scored 5 runs in 3 games. Not great. Not going to win many baseball games that way. Somehow, they did. They won 2 of those 3 games. But you can't rely on that day in and day out, especially against a team like the Yankees. And it's only going to get harder from here, chat. You play the Brewers. You play the Tigers. You play the Astros. I don't know if you guys heard them talking about it, and I didn't even realize this. But when the Mariners come back out of the All-Star break, they have another 17-game stretch against a lot harder teams in this last 17-game stretch. It's not going to get any easier. This team needs help. Yankees had to deal with the same delay. I won't use that excuse. You are right. But Will Warren came out and began to struggle, and you know what they did? They pulled him. Mariners didn't do that with Logan Gilbert, and they should have. I just don't understand how it's not required by MLB to have a roof in every stadium. I will say, I very much prefer outdoor settings, but you should have a retractable roof for days like today. Plain and simple. The Yankees would never do it because it's not the Yankee way. But they would never do it. How do Judge and Raleigh's home run numbers look if they change teams? You know, Keaton, I was actually looking at that. If Aaron Judge was only hitting at T-Mobile Park, he would have 32 home runs. If Cal Raleigh was only hitting at Yankee Stadium, he would have 31. So believe it or not, if Cal was playing at Yankee Stadium, all of his batted balls that he's had so far this year, he would have 31 homers. Judge would have 32. So somehow Judge would have more playing at all of his games at T-Mobile Park than Cal would have playing all of his games at Yankee Stadium. I don't know how the hell that works, but apparently it's true. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Mariners' offense should have been better against Will Warren, by the way, through the first 5 innings. This Mariners' offense is bad, and they need help. They absolutely need help. There are guys on this team that are absolute wasted roster spots. Dylan Moore is a wasted roster spot currently. Miles Masterboni, I hate to say it, is kind of a wasted roster spot right now. Like, you can absolutely go out there and make this team better and not lose any of your key players. Ben Williamson, I love his defense. Offensively, he's just not there. He's not there. Not yet. I think he will get there. I just think he needs more time in the minor leagues. So, Colton making an argument for T-Mobile Park as a hitter park. I'm not making the argument. Baseball Savant made that argument. I did not. I just simply relayed the information. It's just because Judge hits the ball more in general. Yeah, that's more than likely true. Carlos Santana and Eugenio Suarez, if you were to go out there and add those two, yeah, that's a decent deadline. I mentioned it in the podcast. If you go out and get Eugenio Suarez, there is a real chance that you got the best bat available again at the deadline. Mariners did it last year with Randy Arozarena. He was one of the best bats available. You go get Gino. He is going to be one of the best bats available at this deadline. Talked about Sauce being up before. Unfortunately, I don't think that Legs is being DFA'd. I read that he is there in case Vargas needs to go on paternity leave because he's about to be interesting, William. Okay, good shout, William. I appreciate that. Well, good for Carlos Vargas. That's exciting for him. Cool. I mean, good for him, man. We'll probably hear about that in the next couple of days. Then we need a bullpen arm and a third baseman. Yep. Head to first baseman. If our deadline is anything like last year, I'm happy. Yep. I agree. Lucario, I do not understand your love for Donovan Solano. I don't get it. I don't understand. The issue is the Yankees are going to be swinging for getting Gino. They need a third baseman bad, especially now they moved Jazz off that position. Yeah. The Yankees are probably... It'll kill me inside to see Gino in a Yankee uniform. But yeah. Only this team would match the Astros win for win, making 0 ground, and then when the Stros give you a random opportunity to make up ground, you shit the bed. Team is going nowhere in the West. Don't have to go anywhere in the West. You don't have to. You just get the wild card and then play the Astros. Play the Astros in the wild card because there's a decent chance. Actually, is that true right now? Hold on. Let me see something. As of right now, the Mariners, I believe, are still in the third wild card spot. As of right now, they would go play the Blue Jays. Shame. Let's say that if the Astros end up having the worst record for division winners, they would go play the Astros. And listen, are the Astros a better baseball team? Possibly. Maybe. I don't think that the Mariners should have it any other way. But the Mariners, the only way that they should want to go through the postseason is to play the Astros and prove that they can beat them in the postseason. It's the only way, in my opinion. You need to prove that you can beat the Astros in the postseason. You need to prove that, the division isn't just the Astros anymore. And that doesn't have to be through winning the division necessarily, although obviously I would much rather prefer that. You could do it through a wild card berth, getting into the ALDS and playing the Astros. And obviously it didn't go well last time. But, we'll see. One game ahead of Boston in the wild card right now. I think Boston's going to be sellers. I think that was... Who was out there getting outfield reps? I don't remember. All I got to say about the Astros is heck them, man. Mariners got them if they face them. Hell yeah, Eddie. We love to see it. Oh, I'm not wearing the heck the Astros shirt. I'm wearing the Trident Sub shirt, but heck the Astros, chat. Hell yeah, Eddie. If you want my defense for Solano, I think that is my defense, and I think I'm validated with my response. All sarcasm aside with Solano, he's been fine over the past month. He hasn't been great, but he's been serviceable, and he is better than most of our current bench bats. I mean, yes, but he's not getting played like a bench bat. He's getting played like a full-on platoon, and he's ass. Man, us Astros fans will take anyone but the Rays. They just flat out own us. Is that true, Black Mantis? Have the Rays been kicking your ass? I actually had no idea. That's crazy. That's crazy. You're 23 and there's been one playoff game in Seattle during my existence, and I was there. Hell yeah, Keaton. There has been one playoff game in Seattle that I could remember, and I was there. So 385 hitter in the month of June, man. Lot of singles in there. Love singles, chat. Check the scores. They blew us out quite a few times. I'll have to go take a look at that. I had no idea. Better than the Mariners bench bats is not a compliment. Yeah, that's true. And the Astros just cut a 5-run deficit to 0 to tie it up in the 8th. Love that. Why, oh, why? Good shout, Claire. Good shout. They even knocked Brown around? Really? Did they really? That's crazy. Have you seen Robbie Ray as of late? Yeah, go figure. Yeah, I mean, it's a scenario where, yes, obviously you would have preferred to keep Robbie Ray. If you keep Robbie Ray, you probably don't get Randy Arozarena last year. And honestly, you probably don't sign Cal to that extension. Now, again, this is a game of what ifs, right? You're playing a game of what ifs by saying that. But A, what would you have done with Robbie Ray last year? You had no spot for him on that roster. It makes no sense. And B, I think I'd rather have Randy Arozarena and a Cal Raleigh extension. You know what I mean? I honestly think that I would rather have that. But, I mean, we would never know, right? We'll never know, what Robbie Ray would have been had he come back with the Mariners. But, I don't know. Have pity on me. I've been following the Mariners since 1980. Dark time Patriot. I salute you, bro. That's tough. Some real lean years there. Real lean years. Smash that like button, y'all. Hell yeah. Do it, chat. Immediately. Tomorrow, you have Logan Evans on the mound. I believe in Logan Evans. In Yankee Stadium. He's gone up against some really tough teams so far this year. And you're facing Cam Schlittler or something like that, making his MLB debut. Mariners offense needs to go out there and be ready to hit. The guy's making his MLB debut for the New York Yankees, right? He's got to have some nerves. So, you got to go out there and get to him. And then I feel good about the matchup the next day. You lost the first one. Okay, go out there and win a series. Have Logan Evans take the mound tomorrow, hit around their rookie. Okay? And then on, what's today? Today's Tuesday. On Thursday, go out there. It's Marcus Stroman on the mound. He has not been good. And you have your all-star in Brian Wu on the mound. You have to feel good about that matchup. What are our chances against a guy making his debut tomorrow for the Yankees? Schlittler? Is that how you say his name? I have no idea. Schlittler. I honestly don't know anything about the guy, so I wish I could tell you, Claire. I have no idea. I legit have no idea what to expect, but I don't know. I think you just, as the offense, you have to be ready to go out there and hit tomorrow. It sounds like weather is going to be a problem for this team, or for this series, this entire series. Just got to find a way to get through it. So, Mariners lost this game because of the rain delay. Gilbert was rolling to that point. Yeah, Kevin, I mean, that's the thing, is like, you can point to the rain delay and say, yeah, that was the problem, and I think that's totally justified. The hard part is Logan hasn't been great this year. He was really good opening day. That's his only quality start of the season. Logan needs to be better, rain delay or not. And then obviously some moves made by Dan, Casey Legumina, Solano and Demo. Like, in the end, it is what it is. Both teams played versus the rain delay. Will Warren was really good until the rain delay too. And then after the rain delay, he struggled. And then they pulled him right away. Maybe the Mariners should have done that with Logan. I don't know. This team never fares well with other teams' pitcher debuts ever. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. I do kind of feel that way, unfortunately. Evans is going to show up tomorrow. Man, I hope so. I mean, he showed up versus the Padres earlier this year. So, who all is going to the Bananas game? I don't know, man. Not sure. Could be anybody. Chances against the best team in baseball, the Detroit Tigers. According to this graph here that talks about the standings in the MLB, the Twins are in first place, followed by the Royals, followed by the Twins again. Chad, I bought an MLB standings board, and I got it home, and I looked at it, and I'm like, oh my God, there's no Tigers in here. It's just the AL Central twice. I'm sorry, the Twins twice in the AL Central. It's not no Tigers in there. I thought it was hilarious because Detroit Dojo here, LOL. They like Schlittler. Big kid throws fire, kind of wild. Okay, so the Mariners got to work counts against him then, for sure. Detroit gonna find a way to lose the AL come mid-August. Hell yeah. No team would ever lose a 10-game lead, right, chat? Come on. Colton, give me money. I found my key card, chat, for the extended stay. Can I pay with this, Manny? You guys remember the extended stay, the first hotel that I stayed in when I was down in Arizona? I found the key card for it. Wonder if I could still get in. I bet you they don't change them. Anyway, chat, I'm gonna get out of here. My voice is starting to go a little bit. I'm still sick, unfortunately, but I appreciate all you guys being here. Let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday. Probably no stream tomorrow because John have to record the podcast. Maybe a short stream tomorrow after the game. But that's gonna do it from us here at the Mojo of the Marinering. Rough one today, but what are you to do? It's gonna happen. Games like this are gonna happen. But I appreciate you guys being here, and I will talk to you guys either tomorrow or the next day. Smooches.